we were in Chicago for 2 days, and it was like, I feel like I was kind of there, but in some weird way now, I feel like I just sort of dreamt that I was there, you know, and it's this weird sort of dream state that it's completely a function of just how intense this touring cycle is, but it's also just kind of the psychology of touring. Is you have to just keep moving, you know, you don't get an option to stop, put your feet up, explore, connect, you know, it's really weird.
I feel like we're, in a way, standing in fog, too. You can't see in front of you. You have no idea. It's been moving so fast, you can't see behind you. Who knows when that fog clears, what it's going to look like. I'm beginning to become engulfed by that fog, too. I think we all are, and that's what makes it a little bit, feel a little bit vulnerable.
This is not normal life, you know, but it's become normal life for us because especially in this stretch of time, we've been on the road for 3 months now, and we'll be so for the next, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks or so.
When we laugh indoors, the blissful tones bounce off the wall and fall to the ground. With a hardwood back to let them loose from decades trapped. We're sitting so still.
There are pieces of this tour that have felt a little on the robotic side, just because we've done so many shows. There's nights where it totally comes together, and then there's nights where it's like, well, we just played rock and roll for people, and they seem to like it. So I guess we did our job. I guess we did the right thing. You know, there are certainly nights where the personal satisfaction part of it isn't totally there, and that's kind of weird. That's a new feeling.
City is my home, construction noise all day long. Gutter pumps mumbling change. So I breathe thicker skin and let my lustrous coat fill in. I'll never admit I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you. I've always fallen fast with too much trust in the promising, and no one's ever been here who could claw those words. And I want purity. I must have it here right now. Don't you get me started now. Oh, don't you get me started now. Don't you get me. Don't you get me. Guinevere, I loved you. I loved you, Guinevere. loved you. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you, Guinevere. I loved you. Thank you very much. We're a band called Death Cab for Cutie. We live in Seattle, Washington. Thank you very much for coming out and spending your night with us and Ben Queller and Centromatic. And most importantly, sticking around.
I don't think I'd ever want to get to a point with this band where nobody made a mistake over the course of an evening, you know? I mean, I think that making mistakes on stage can have, you know, really kind of beautiful results when they lead into something else, or, you know, I mean, I think some of the best kind of staples of the way the set flows now have come out of mistakes that we've made on stage.
Totally.
I think there's something really exciting about seeing a band that you're as much there to hear the songs, but you're you know, you're kind of listening for every little kind of nuance in the set, that things are, that every little wrong note that somehow is a wrong note, but it's still placed in a place that, you know, that works, you know, in a weird kind of way. And there's an excitement in a live show that, you know, I think the Dismemberment Plan were a perfect example of that. Like, I mean, every night those guys were sloppy and making mistakes, but I couldn't wait to hear what happened next, because it was just chaos.
I forget who said it. I don't know if someone said it to us or someone in the band had said it, but someone had said that we put the punk in punctual. I mean, we've always been notoriously the most on-time band in rock and roll. Even early on, we had to be at the club at least a half an hour before, you know, they said we needed to be there. Everything had to run according to some kind of strange phantom clock that seemed to be hanging over our heads all the time. Rock and roll just doesn't seem like rocket science. You say you're going to do one thing and you do it, you show up and you have an agreement, a contractual agreement to perform. And I mean, there just seems to be so many things that just sort of fall into place. If you hold up your end of the bargain, we'll hold up ours, and enough said, you know?
I guess we're grossly professional or something like that. None of us are addicted to anything but music. You hear about bands that have been through really dark hours and have sort of straightened themselves out and cleaned themselves up, but you don't hear about bands that start that way.
Well, first of all, we're total workaholics. And when we have a day off, like, we get totally restless and weird, and we start, like, scratching at the walls and stuff. I mean, we just did 27 shows in a row. That's ridiculous. Nobody should do that. Nobody should ever do that. You know, unless you're doing, like, the 100 shows in 100 days sort of thing, like, unless you're making a point of it, it's ridiculous.
There's a saltwater